Hi, I'm Thomas Bowman, and this is my persuasive speech. This is my audience, my wife and family on FaceTime. In 2016, there was an estimated 676,000 children who were victims of abuse and neglect, according to the Children's Bureau of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The worst part of these numbers is they're rising, not going down. Children need help. Every child is at risk for abuse at some point in their lives. Through research as well as being a dad to a 4-year-old, I'm well aware of the risk of child abuse. Child abuse is a very common problem in America today. It can have serious effects on society, but God calls us to counter this problem. I'll validate this statement by discussing how common child abuse is, how the problem exists because of failure to follow God's commands, and the solution to the problem is by volunteering, investing, and praying. Let's take a closer look at this topic. Child abuse is a very common problem. Roughly 9 children in 1,000 are victims of abuse and neglect, according to the Department of Health and Human Services for 2016. Many new parents are ill-equipped to handle this stress of having a newborn because of feelings of isolation, stress, frustration. I know this because this is how I felt when my daughter was born. According to healthychildren.org, child abuse is more common in families that live in poverty and those who are teens or who abuse drugs or alcohol. So what does the Bible say about children? Child abuse exists because of failure to believe in God's truth that life is precious and that we are worthy of love. Psalm 127:3 says that children are a gift from the Lord. John 3:16 says that God loved the whole world. James 1:27 says we are to care for the widows and orphans. These verses highlight how God feels about life. So, what is the solution to child abuse? The solution to the problem of child abuse is to get involved. The world will not change unless we set a godly example and show that children are worth caring for. There are 3 very simple things we can do: volunteer, invest, and pray. First, volunteer your time by involving yourself in the local community, by offering a parents' night out for your neighbors in the local community, or start a play group, help develop parenting resources at the local library, or take part in mentoring programs for new parents. Whatever the activity, just get involved. Second, invest in kids on a political level. Demand that the local government, the national lawmakers, support legislation that will better protect our children and improve their lives. Ask community leaders, clergy, library, and schools to develop services that meet the needs of the children and their families. And finally, just pray. When all else seems to be out of reach, just pray that God will show you how to care for others. Ask Him to send you a specific family to work with or to talk with. Pray that God's truth of every life being precious will be made known. In conclusion, we see that America has a child abuse problem. If we fail to stop this dangerous trend, we risk damaging the future of our country. This problem exists because we have failed to believe in God's truth that all lives are important and we are to protect the defenseless. The solution to this problem is to get involved. in our communities and to stop this deadly trend by stepping up and working with others. I encourage you to look around at your communities and see what you can offer and help. Who knows? The offer to help another parent just might save a child's life. Thank you.